Making a spec ad can be daunting, overwhelming, and, well, downright scary. It doesn't have to be. Here, I'll be giving you a quick 6-step guide into how to make your own spec ad. Let's get started. First things first is you want to find a brand that you want to work with, a product that you use. Easiest way to find something or a brand that you really enjoy making something for is look for something that you already use every day, whatever it might be. It makes it so much easier to make something for them, or well, with them, maybe in the future. If you're still having some troubles figuring out what brand or product you might want to make a spec ad for, here are a few examples you can use that can help you find something. Think of products you use every day, something you can't really live without. Whether that's your favorite pair of sneakers, favorite headphones, or that pen that writes really, really well. Or what are some of those everyday carries that you use that you can't really live without either? That can be either your brand new wallet that you have or those rings that you wear all the time that are pretty old. The brand options are really endless, so just pick one that you really enjoy and resonate with and we can get creative. Next, you're going to want to find a problem that the brand might have that you can solve. Doesn't have to be anything big. Doesn't have to be about generating more sales or anything like that. It can be something as simple as mental stigmas, social issues, or driving a deeper connection from your brand to their audience. Here's where you can typically drive connection between the brand and the audience that they're looking for. This is where you can tell your story in a more dramatic way, more cinematic, and it really gives your video a story that it can follow. Building that connection between your brand and the video is typically hard, trust me. I've been through the same thing, but it can really make your video stand out and more cohesive. Now that you have the brand that you want to work with and the problem you want to solve, it's time to come up with the big idea. The big idea is basically the campaign or video's overall message. Can you summarize it in one sentence? You can start by listing down all your ideas in whatever method you like, from sticky notes to a note-taking app, or to even Notion or a little notebook right here. Narrow down your ideas to what you think would actually work best. You can't use all your ideas, I know, it sucks, but you really have to be harsh in this stage. You really got to make sure you only pick the idea that you think would work best for your video. Not all of your 37 ideas are going to be the greatest. It's the truth, you have to kill some of them. I know, it sucks. Once you solidify your final idea and believe it works best with the brand and message you want to deliver, start gathering references, building a storyboard, and shot list. This will help make your shooting so much easier, and it'll come in handy when you have to edit your final video. Trust me, this really does help. You can gather reference images that you might want to mimic for your spec ad from Pexel, which is a free site that I sometimes use, or even screenshots from your favorite movies or YouTube videos. Just keep in mind, it might be hard to mimic Hollywood movies due to the budget differences here. Obviously, we don't have $150 million to make this. Another thing to keep in mind when planning your video out is to really focus on the story and the product itself. It's really easy to forget to showcase the product and get caught up in the overall story and wanting to showcase your cinematography. Trust me, I've made this same mistake a bunch of times, and even in the video you're watching right now. Okay, now it's shoot day. Here, you'll thank yourself when you're on your shooting location that you planned ahead. Here's where you can start getting your equipment ready, take it over, and get ready to get your shots. At the end of the day, remember, when you're shooting, you're here to have fun. All of us do this because we want to create our own unique stories in a beautiful way and in our own unique way. Don't be afraid to stray away a bit from your storyboard or your planning. Again, we're all here to have fun and try new things that you might think would work. You never know. Maybe a little filter on your camera lens might make it look a little better. Or try new angles, different perspectives, whatever it may be. Give yourself that opportunity to have that fun and to try new things. Staying flexible and nimble during the shoot day may help also make it a little bit less stressful. You're not stuck to a rigid schedule and you can really try new things and give yourself that flexibility. After having all that fun shooting your spec ad, here comes the dreaded part. Editing. No, I'm just kidding. When it comes to editing your video, pull out that trusty storyboard that we made before. You did that, right? Anyways, pull it out and let it be a guideline to your final edit. This will take some time. You don't have to follow the storyboard to its exact same frame, but it can help be a guideline to help you build out and edit your clips, putting them into the timeline, really making sure you have the shots that you need. Let's say you are missing a few shots. This is where you can go into and get some extra shots, maybe a pickup day. Hopefully it's not gonna cost any money. If you're doing it yourself, it shouldn't be too bad. This is where it can help you build your timeline from the storyboards you made before. Speaking of putting everything into a timeline, here's where you can use your editing program of preference, whether it's Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, which is a free alternative, or even iMovie, Final Cut Pro, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. For me personally, I'll use Premiere Pro, and one tip that I like to give that I think everyone should be doing, if you're not, you might be a little disorganized and this should make your life a little bit easier, is making bins and folders within your actual project sequence. So this can be from raw files to sound effects, to visual effects, to text, whatever it might be. This really helps organize your files and really makes your life so much easier when you're editing. Edit your video in a way that will help tell the story and the problem that you're trying to solve, that you came up with in the first 2 steps. It's really easy to get lost in the sauce and editing a video to maybe something different that you didn't really have originally planned. This is why we do all the planning before, to make sure that we're not losing track or losing focus when it comes to building and creating the actual video later. This helps give structure to what you're building and what you're creating, and it helps drive the story along into whatever problem you're trying to solve or whatever story you're trying to tell for the brand, whatever it may be. Reference back to your big idea and the planning that you did beforehand to really make sure you're hammering the point home and telling the story that you said you would. I hope you enjoyed this very quick video on the 6 steps to how to build your own spec ad. Super quick. If you want to have a more in-depth video on each specific step, let me know. I'll be more than happy to build it out, and I can show you some spec ads that I'm working on myself. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If not, a dislike. Subscribe for some more helpful tutorials like this. I'm testing a bunch of things out, and I'll talk to you later. See you, everyone.